Okay, you guys. So really quick, I wanted to come on and talk about the whole situation with Tamar and Funky Dineva. I'm not gonna take too long. I just wanted to give my little 2 cents about it. Now, last night, y'all saw him firing off, basically calling her out on what she did because Tamar kind of perpetuated this idea that Funky slighted her. She's trying not to say names, but everybody knows she's talking about Funky, right? She's basically saying like she was caught up in a situation and she had no, recollection of something traumatic that happened to her, and everybody was like, well, you were there with Funky, why he didn't help you? First of all, you're a grown-ass woman, Tamar. You need to grow up. At your grown age, you need to grow up. Because we're not going to sit here and act like you don't have patterns, sis. And for what I'm seeing, you're getting worse. Now, for instance, like when that stuff happened, when she got let go from that talk show, she had everybody thinking that Lonnie Love had something to do with that. And they were tearing Lonnie up online. I'm talking about really going for the gusto with her. And Lonnie, I think she came on the Breakfast Club and she basically laid out what really happened. She had nothing to do with them letting Tamar go. And then furthermore, she shaded her in an interview referring to Lonnie as a big back Cadillac, but you're the same girl that sat there and cried after Michelle called you a Muppet. Like, make it make sense. Not only that, but then when you got with JR, this man had you out here looking stupid, sis. He had you out here looking mad stupid, cheating on you. And then you got upset and you came at Jessie Woo all types of ways because of somebody that she thought was talking to JR, one of Jessie Woo's friends or whatever. You're coming at Jessie Woo with threats and I don't do this internet stuff. Girl, yes you do. Yes, you do. You live for it. You love being messy. Okay? Let's move on to the next. When you did that concert, you invited Krishan Rock. Everybody knows how Krishan Rock gets down. Everybody knows that girl is a few screws loose. And when she assaulted your friend and chipped his tooth, you didn't even go to bat for your friend. There was like, I'm not blaming like what Krishan did on Tamar, but I noticed how if this is your friend, why weren't you there to check her and just be like, girl, you were wrong? Besides, you invited her. You saw how she was getting hostile and you didn't handle that situation. You just let her pop off and do what she did to your friend. So when I heard about this stuff with Funky Dineva, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, you just love to play victim.
Appropriate relationship. Well, you tell me, Tamar, if it's appropriate or inappropriate when we're sitting at Ruth Chris and he's rubbing in between your thighs, in between your dress. Mr. Walker, her attorney, you let me know if that's appropriate or not appropriate. Because you were sitting there. Let me move over. You were sitting there and he was drinking and talking and he was touching in between your legs, and rightfully so. Now let me give her this. You pushed his hand and was like, stop. But you know that cute little stop that y'all girls do? And he kept leaning in. And whispering. And he would rub in between her legs again. And she would push his hands off again. Real cute, like real 16-year-old. Like, let me know if that's appropriate or inappropriate as a male co-star. And I'm going to tell you something. I just thought about something, and I thought about this in the very beginning. I'm the fool in this situation. I am the biggest fool in this situation because now it's all making sense. I'll never forget calling my best friend Quisha. And I said, XYZ is going on, and I can't understand for the life of me why Tamar is doing this in front of me. I remember saying that. I remember saying, me and her are just getting to know each other, and she got this stuff going on with Mendices, and she know I'm a YouTuber, and she know I'm a blogger, and I'm curious to know if she's doing all of this because she want me to go tell it.
Started putting you two together. Do you and Mendices have like anything beyond this film? Or?
No, to be honest, I barely even know him.
Okay.
To be honest, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not like, we're cool, but he's not like my homie. You know what I mean?
Right,
it's not like that. And he just got casted in the film, and here we are.
Were you like a little hesitant? This is the one thing I will say, how I think people might get tired in, maybe because you're using his name in the film. Did y'all ever think about using a different name?
We use Julian.
That's a different name, though.
We use
you get what I'm trying to say?
We use L'Oreal.
I know. But Mendices just seems so standoutish.
Well, talk to his mama. She named him, not me.
Okay, well, also, so in the film, though, I was in there.
Yeah.
But me, he wasn't hugged up. So they saw the coziness, and some people said they ain't never seen him like that with Yan.
Well, I've never met the lady, so I've never seen them like that either. Never talked to her, never met her. And so it wasn't a situation where it was like, oh, I'm finna go after somebody. No, it wasn't like that. It was like, I met somebody, and this person was perfect for the role.
Yeah.
And their experience was parallel to mine, and it worked out.
Yeah.
And we had a great time filming it. It was a very easy, fun shoot. And I don't know. Here we are, Heartbreak Retrograde.
Okay, now somebody's lying. Somebody's lying here. And I just have a feeling that it's not Funky Dineva. I believe Funky Dineva wholeheartedly, and I'll tell you why. First of all, when this situation occurred, Tamar was very tight-lipped about it. Very tight-lipped about it. She just said, oh, I went through this, I had an accident, blood and teeth were everywhere. And when they started asking questions about like, well, was Funky there? Why didn't he help you? She got very tight-lipped. So this very much gives calculated, premeditated, like she wanted to set a stage. She wanted to set a scenario. That's what it's giving. Because at the end of the day, what does Funky gain from this? What does he gain from this? And furthermore, and I know people like to throw this term out like so loosely these days when they call someone a narcissist, but I'm going to, just tell you like it is with that. What is a friend to a narcissist? Because when you think of a narcissist, not everyone is truly narcissistic, maybe a little bit egocentric, like kind of full of themselves, but it doesn't go any further than that. They don't really have malice intent. But a narcissist, they do not care. They will put you in all kinds of messed up situations. A narcissist has no moral compass. They don't care what they do, how they do it, and who they do it to. Okay, their mindset, their jacked up mentality is F you if you get in my way, and regardless, everybody's going to catch a stray. And that's how they're wired. They don't care. They don't care if they hurt their friends. They don't care how it looks to the public. They're going to lie, deny, and hell, they'll even cry if they think it makes them look better. And just from what I have observed in Tamar, she gives all the feels of that. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to say, she hasn't gone through stuff in her life. I believe she has, but that doesn't give you the right to unleash all hell on people that love and care about you. We have all been through things. And it's just not right to put people who love you into messed up situations. It's just not. Completely unacceptable behavior. And in my opinion, if she doesn't straighten this up, it's going to get worse for her. Like, I don't see life getting easier for people who behave this way. It's a very toxic pattern, very damaging, very detrimental, because People are going to see you in such a negative light. No one's going to want to be around you. People are going to say, I'm not dealing with that anymore. And before you know it, you'll find yourself a whole pariah out here. So you guys, I don't know how this thing is going to go. I'll keep you updated. Let me know what you all think about this whole situation. Have you heard about it? What do you think? And not just about the Tamar and Funky Dineva situation. Have you ever dealt with a narcissist? Have you ever dealt with a narcissistic person who called themselves your friend? What was that like for you? So leave your comments down below. This is Nikki Lee signing out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.